started exploring new clubs and committees in our college,
Hmm.
and it was
Yeah.
so that's how I got into ONGC. And my experience at ONGC was fabulous.
Hmm.
For Python or SQL or other coding languages, they'll have a technical round as well. And the two things that I was not prepared for, the things that I was not prepared for was peer pressure and the fear of rejection.
That is the most
So
important thing. Hello and namaste everyone. This is Kulli Purma and you are watching KD Content. Today we have Samyukta Shaji. She is from chemical engineering and she got placed in a EXL services. Apart from this, she is a training and placement coordinator in her third year of college and she also engaged in many clubs and committees and she also done her internship from ONGC. So let's talk with the Samyukta that how she got placement and from when she started her preparation. So let's talk with the Samyukta. Hello Samyukta, how are you?
hello, Kuldeep, and I'm very fine. I'm doing fine, and I would really like the opportunity to, thank you for inviting me to your podcast. And I hope that this endeavor of yours will bring a positive impact. Will definitely be helpful for everyone watching this podcast right
Yeah,
now. And I'm really excited to, you know, go forward with this podcast.
yeah. And I'm also thankful that you are coming to this podcast so that you will share your own journey. So I start with your journey that how you are in your class 10th, 12th. I just research on you that you studied in Delhi Public School. So how you are there?
Yeah. So I have been I was in a very competitive school since the beginning, and that competitive attitude was there inside throughout. So my 10th and 12th were pretty smooth. I secured 90 plus in both the standards, and in 10th I had 93.6 percentage, and in 12th I secured 94.8 percentage. So they were pretty smooth, and the journey after 12th, yeah, getting into NIT was a roller coaster because I couldn't get a good percentile in the first attempt itself.
Yeah.
In the first day attempt, I only got 62 percentile. Yes, that's right. I only secured 62 percentile.
Mhm.
Then the COVID came. In the first attempt was in January. So January attempt was a really disaster for me, I would say, because I was not at all prepared, and I was really
Yeah.
preparing for looking forward for board exams.
Yeah.
And then when I got to know that my friends and my peers were securing very good percentile in JE, I thought that I should give it a second shot. I should
Yeah.
try once again, and that's when I started preparing for JE after my board exams.
Mm.
So the my second JE attempt was scheduled on April, but due to COVID, it got delayed to
Great.
September.
Yeah.
So I got a period of 6 months. Yeah, I got a period of 6 months to prepare for it, and that's when I started doing all in. Like, I gave my all in to that preparation,
Yeah.
and I was able to secure 92 point something percentile, and that's how I got into NIT Raipur. And even after getting into NIT, I got at the first I got biotechnology branch.
Okay.
So every engineer, as every engineer, nobody likes biology. So
Yeah.
I was also one of them. Just to avoid biology, we take maths in class 12. So I was like, no, I cannot study biology.
Hmm.
So during those first 2 semesters, we have an option in NIT Raipur to slide our
Yeah.
branch. So that's how I got a good decent CPI, and I was able to slide into chemical engineering. So that's how I got into chemical engineering.
So it's a nice journey. Like you slided from biotech to chemical engineering.
Yeah, it was like a roller coaster. It was completely adventurous throughout.
Yeah. Yeah. So how you are in your first year and second year? Like
Yeah, so the first and second years were really smooth. I was not at all very much into competitive mode. I wanted to relax, and that's when I started some self exploring things, and I went on a discovery journey. So
okay.
that's when I started doing some extra activities. Like, I started painting. It was not completely career oriented, so I
Hmm.
was very relaxed at that time. I
Okay.
wanted to explore myself. I started exploring new clubs and committees in our college,
Hmm.
and it was moreover like a personality development thing for me, rather than I was not career oriented in the during the first 2 semesters of my life, of my college life.
Okay.
So yeah, but the thing was, I wanted to get a decent CPI just in order to slide from biotech. So I started exploring new things. I got to know about how NIT Raipur, what NIT Raipur is, and what are the clubs and committees. That's when I got into Sayog and Shaurya in the
Yeah.
first year itself. Like, yeah, that's how I got into, this personality development thing completely, like public speaking. Or
Hmm.
I know it was completely COVID. There was COVID, and it was completely online. But I still managed to get some opportunities. Like I participated in debate competitions.
Hmm.
I participated in debate competitions, then I participated in public speaking, volunteering, activities like that. It was all completely online, but still, yeah, I explored everything.
Okay. Like there are many students who started preparation for coding from the first year of college. You are not like that. No? Like you are like more about improving yourself like that.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. So I think that self improvement is also very important,
Yeah.
because the best thing that you can wear is confidence, and wearing confidence, you can do anything. Like, you can ace anything.
Hmm.
Like I was not like this confident when I was in my school life.
Hmm.
So that's why I decided to do this personal improvement thing before doing career improvement. So in order to build a career which is which you are passionate about, you must have the confidence to bear it. Like, you must be really confident about it, like, yes, I can ace this thing. So I needed that confidence in me. So that's why I started doing all these activities. And people who do coding and stuff, during the first years, I was not, as I said, I was not very much career oriented
Yeah.
during that time.
Hmm.
I wanted some free time for myself. And yeah, that time I realized that some people are doing coding and all. But I decided I'll do that from the second year of my college life, once it gets a little in pace. That's how I thought about it.
Okay. So now we move to your third year of college. Like in the third year, we have to do internship. For this, we have to search for many internship. We have to do mail. So I find that you got an internship in ONGC. So how you got that
Yeah.
internship, and what are the process of that?
So, like, we during the third year, when the third year comes to an end, that is the sixth semester. When the sixth semester comes to an end, our curriculum suggests us that we need to do an internship in the core department itself. So, not always it's possible that we get a core internship. It's also possible that we get a non-core internship.
Okay.
So for the non-core internships, the tips are like, you can go search in the LinkedIn or some other websites where we can apply for our non-core skills. And basically non-core skills, like, there were opportunities that come across, like in the second year itself, there were opportunities like Microsoft, which had it engage program, which could be applied in the second year of the college itself. So we need to constantly look for opportunities everywhere. It's not that one door closes. It's always said that if one door is closed, the other is open.
Yeah.
So I missed the engage opportunity. Then I kept searching for new opportunities. Even our campus had some brilliant opportunities like Saint Gobain and other companies which came, and Goldman Sachs. But unfortunately, I could not get any one of them. But like, as I said, we have to do one internship in the sixth semester. After the sixth semester, we had some opportunities, like, we can talk to our professors and we can get internships through our professors. Like, they'll suggest some brilliant organizations like ONGC, IOCL. These are very good companies for chemical engineers, like core chemical engineers who really want to get placed in some core chemical company.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into ONGC. And my experience at ONGC was fabulous. Like, I really got to know a lot about chemical engineering. And that's when I realized that chemical engineering is not something I am very passionate about. And that's when I started discovering something new.
My means internship is a very good opportunity to know that in which field we basically
Yeah,
want to be.
exactly. Internships give you the complete exposure of what you are deeply passionate about.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that chemical engineering is not something I'm not interested in. I love chemical engineering. I'm very proud of being a chemical engineer. But building a career in chemical engineering was not something I was passionate about. So that's how I realized that. That's when my eyes opened, eye opener for me, that
Hmm.
no, something. Actually, chemical engineering is a lot of field work demanding. It demands a lot of field work. and you have to be constantly physically active and physically working for that. So
Hmm.
maybe I was not ready for that at that point of time, and I decided that I'll go for some white collar jobs, and that's how I came back from my internship and I started preparing for my non-core placements. That's when I started doing that.
Okay, so from after that internship only, you have to start preparation for the placement for the
Yeah,
non-co.
exactly. Yeah, my internship lasted for a month. Like it was during the month of May 2023.
Yeah.
So the entire May was spent at ONGC Mehsana. It was at ONGC Mehsana, Gujarat.
Hmm.
And when I came back in June. And the moment I came back, I realized that we are going to get the campus opportunities from the next semester. That is the seventh semester, and I'm really close to getting, uh, appearing for my placements. So I need to prepare myself. I need to be ready for the to play face those interviews and face those situations.
Yeah.
So I came back in the month of June, and I contacted all of my seniors whom I thought that would be really helpful for me and who would guide me, get the actual scenario of what placements, how we can prepare for placements. So I contacted some of the seniors, and I got to know about what skills are required, what are the uh, backgrounds that we need to have, like what are the prerequisites that we need to have to sit in that place. So I would like to share what my seniors suggested me to do. They suggested me the first thing was you have to be really prepared with your aptitude. Means you have to ace your aptitude skills. You have to get prepared with quantitative aptitude, verbal aptitude, and data interpretation and logical reasoning. You have to be really good at these. So that's when I started doing aptitude every day. From the month of June, I started doing aptitude every day. Like even for an hour or even for 30 minutes, I did some of the questions of aptitude every day. I did
So from
not skip aptitude.
yeah, so from where you are started this aptitude? From where the
So
question?
there are some, yeah,
Hmm.
there are some sites like IndiaBix and
Okay.
faceprep.com. So you can just, yeah, these websites are really good. You can prepare, you can give short tests also. Those tests are available there. So
Hmm.
you can actually go there and give the tests for half an hour or 1 hour according to your convenience. So I did not skip a day which I had no aptitude. Like I did every day,
Hmm.
and because that was the most important part, because if you do not clear the aptitude, you do not have the opportunity to sit for an interview. Yeah, so second thing that they told me about was some of the skills, and the skills were SQL,
Okay.
Python, and Excel and Power BI. So these skills were also important. These are the skills required for getting prepared ourselves prepared for sitting in a placement. So my seniors told me that aptitude is really one of the most important things that we need to be very thorough with. Then the second thing was these skills like the technical skills that are required to face the technical interviews.
Hmm.
So the skills were SQL, Python, Power BI, and Excel. And some of the other things that I got to know was like analysis, how you have to do analysis and what are the things that are required for the mental preparation of analysis. And for the mental preparation of analysis, you must be very thorough with puzzles and guesstimates.
Estimate. Yeah.
And these two things, puzzles and guesstimates, are like compulsory things that will be asked in the interview. So there is no chance that you are going to miss any puzzle or interview.
Hmm.
You are definitely going to be faced with these. And the other thing that was like quite you know like it was not sure that it will be asked, but it was necessary to be known, was case study. Some of the companies, like the companies which have business analyst or business profiles, usually have this case study round.
Hmm.
So they, what exactly, okay, I'll just give a brief about all these things. So there will be the screening procedure of an interview or getting in place for a company will be like, first will be the aptitude round.
Okay.
So aptitude round will have around 30 to 45 questions, each comprising of section like quantitative aptitude, verbal aptitude, and DILR. So this all these three sections will comprise 45 questions and 45 to 30 questions, and they'll have this set in half an hour, or like not half an hour, like an hour or an hour and a half.
Okay.
And then the second thing will be like, if the company, some, it depends on the companies. Like if some companies have their technical screening round as well. Like they have some coding questions
Hmm.
for Python or SQL or other coding languages. They'll have a technical round as well. And the third thing will be the interview. So the interview will again have rounds. Like some companies have technical interview rounds and HR interview rounds separately, but some companies have them together. So I'll be sharing more experiences, like going into the depth. Yeah.
We have a group discussion also in some companies.
Yeah, about group discussions also, like one company that came to our campus was PhonePe, and other core companies, chemical core companies usually have GDs, and GDs are also really important. They just portray how well you speak in a group, or how effective your points are in a group, how influencing you are as a team member. That
Yeah.
shows your team spirit. Yeah.
Okay, so we start with the process of interview, like how it was.
Okay. So you know means I was like completely prepared for getting a placement from the campus. It's a dream of every engineer that gets into a chemical yeah, like that gets into an engineering college, as a dream that they have to get placed from the campus.
Yeah.
So I was one of them, and fortunately, by the grace of God, I got a placement. And the things that I would like to share before I was placed were like the journey.
Yeah.
So as I said, I came back from my internship, and I started exploring, and I started getting myself aware with the things that are required to get placed. So
Okay.
during that journey, by the I it took me around June, July, August. I got placed in September. So
Hmm.
these 4 months, effectively 4 months, were what the time that I got to prepare myself. And I was pretty sure that I was prepared by the end of August or June. I was before the first company came.
Hmm.
Before the first company came in August. Before that time, I was pretty sure that I'm prepared for sitting in an interview. But there were two things that I was not prepared for. The things that I was not prepared for was peer pressure and the fear of rejection.
That is the most important
So
thing.
yeah, that is the most. I was absolutely not prepared. Nobody ever told me that you are going to face so much immense pressure of peers, like they are getting placed, people you are sitting with in a class are getting placed, and you will not get placed. You're not getting placed. So this was something, I was not prepared for, to be honest.
Yeah.
So like when the first company came, PhonePe, I was like pretty sure that I'll get through the aptitude, because I was like confident, because I was preparing for such a long time.
Yeah.
And when the results came, my name was not there. I was shocked. I was broken down. I was like preparing preparing for so long, and I couldn't clear one aptitude. What good my preparation was. I started questioning. I started self-doubt.
Hmm.
Self-doubt hit me, and I was really sad, grieved by the fact that I was not selected for the uh,
Hmm.
shortlisted for the aptitude. But during that time, I realized that it's not every time that your hard work will give a result immediately. Like
Hmm.
there might be some other factors, like my luck, my day. It's not that every day is your day. It's
Yeah.
said that every day is not your day. Some days are good, some days are bad. I just consoled myself that that day was not my day. My day will also come. So that's how I got through the pain of not getting selected for the
This is a
aptitude.
way in which you have to motivate yourself.
Yeah, that's how I started motivating myself, and I was like, no, there are many more companies to come, and I'll be like, no, I can do better. I can do better. I can still try. I'll not give up on just one company. This is just the beginning. It's not the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, before going any further, I just missed one thing, that how I prepared for my skills.
Yeah.
So just adding those, like as you might be thinking that it was a very short time for me to prepare for my non technical skills, but I would say that learning these technical skills, it's not very hard. You can do that within a very short period of time. Like I started my preparation in the month of June. By June 15, I took up a course from Coursera, which was a crash course on Python.
Okay.
So I took up a crash course on Python, and it was just about 4 weeks, for 4 weeks. And the course was very basic. It was for a beginner. who has no idea of what a Python is, what a programming language is. So
Hmm.
it was completely a detailed explanation course on what Python as a programming language is. Like,
Yeah.
so I got to know about some lists and tuples and dictionaries and all these things. Like, what are the important things that
Hmm.
Python has, and how it can be used for analysis and all. So it
Okay.
was a very basic level course. And the next was my SQL. My SQL skills I learned from YouTube. My SQL and Power BI skills I learned from YouTube. There are many channels available on YouTube which have, like, they have their courses, and by the end of the course they have a project.
Hmm.
So I was like, it was bonus for me, like a win-win situation. I got to get the course as well as I have a project with me. So
Like, should you
that was
suggest some channels for this for SQL?
the channel which I used was it was Rishabh Mishra's channel,
Okay.
and other channels are like Apni Kaksha. You can go there. You will have fabulous teachers there. You have really
Aman.
good teachers. Yeah, Aman Agarwal. So
Okay.
yeah, those are really fabulous channels. You can learn your skills. You can improve, and that's how I learned Python and SQL during those times.
Hmm.
And by the end of July, I was prepared with SQL and Python.
Hmm.
And Excel was like every day. You don't need a course for an Excel
Yeah.
for learning Excel or Power BI. You just have to keep in touch with that, and you have to constantly keep in touch with and make some projects or some yeah, activities on that.
Okay.
So by the end of July and mid August, I was prepared with my SQL. And now it was after my first company came, it was time for, after facing the rejection, it was time for, brushing up those skills, like improving those skills. And
Hmm.
how I improved those skills were, my friends really motivated, like they were really motivated
Hmm.
every time, each of them. You should have a friends group. That's my very very big suggestion, that everyone must have a very good strong friends group who will
Hmm.
take your mock interviews, who will take your mock GDs. So my friends took my mock interviews before my EXL interview as well. And those mock interviews and mock GDs were really helpful. Like, they just eliminated the fear of facing an interview, an actual interview. So that was really helpful for me.
So in this podcast, you had listened to the Samyukta Shaji, in which she explained that how she got 92 percentile in July session, and when she come to college, then how she studied from biotechnology branch to chemical engineering and got a placement in the EXL services. In this we also discussed that how she got internship in ONGC and what are the suggestions that her senior will explain her. In this, she also described that the most important thing is that your friends, you have a great friend circle which will helpful for your placement. And this is a part one. We also have a part two with Samyukta, in which she explained that how is important the rejection is. Like, after the rejection, it is very important to handle the mental stress and the peer pressure. So we have covered all that part in the second part of the video. So stay connected with the KD content.
About why failures are important.
Yeah.
And it's important because, success only gives you ego, but whereas failures makes you humble. Failures makes you humble, and they offer a sword, and you have to be really sharp. You have to have a really sharp sword. So I was completely making myself thorough with all the things that I have mentioned in my resume, my skills, my projects, my internships, every single detail that I have mentioned in my resume. I was